Alright, welcome back to Pennsylvania here. Today might be interesting. Or it could be an utter failure as well. We'll see. But I'm in Perry County today. The Susquehanna River is just nearby here. Oh, and the Juniata River is just down the way here. And recently I got a book from someone about ghost towns in Perry County. And that's why I'm here. We're looking for the remains of an old town, which hopefully we'll find. I just talked to there's a local down there who was hiking up this way. Talk with him a little bit. There's a spring down by the river called Poorman's Spring that I want to try and find. And there's a whole village here as well. So we'll see what we can find. You know, we're well into spring, into early summer, so all the foliage is up. So sometimes finding these places can be difficult. But before I started filming, I did mosey around a little bit. I did find an old foundation up here, so there is stuff here. I do see a couple trails. So in a moment here I'm going to show you the book and a few pictures from the book about the area that we're looking at. So we'll see what happens here today. Alright, so here is that book once again. Ghost Towns of Perry County. And the name of this town is called Iroquois, but it goes by other names as well. I think locally it's called Poorman's Spring, right there. There's one of the buildings that was here, the fishing club. And hold on a second here. There's a picture of the spring, Poorman's Spring, or something that's called Horseshoe Spring. Some of the pictures of it. Doesn't look like that today. They do kind of a picture of what it looks like today. So we will try to find that. We'll see. There's also a mansion. So we can find a picture here for you. There it is. The Buckwalter Mansion was located in this area as well. I think up the hill there is where the mansion was. Somewhere up there. And this little town was here because of the Juniata Canal, which ran along the Juniata River here. There's also a railroad bed there. So you have the railroad and the canal. Pretty sure the canal is just right down all these weeds. And there was a lock here for the not the Union Canal, but the Juniata Canal as well. And there's actually a feature out in the Juniata River called Half Falls or Iroquois Falls. It's not a full waterfall, but it's, well, kind of like a little mini waterfall, I guess you could say, but that's out there too. There's also ferry service across the river here, so there was kind of, I wouldn't say a lot going on here, but stuff going on here. I just gotta figure out what I want to do first. If I want to go looking for the spring or go up there first. Like I said, I saw some foundations here already, so I think we'll start just down here first and walk around. Maybe head up first. Maybe we'll go uphill first and then head down. I think the spring, I was talking to that local, he said I have to go down the road, back down the road a little bit more and find a trail, sort of. We'll see. This is one of these unplanned adventures. We're just gonna see what we can find. Alright, I'm gonna quit yapping. Let's get see what's out here. So I should mention too, this is called Lower Bailey Road, which flows along the Juniata River and the railroad bed, and you can only drive in so far, and it's gated off. This is all state game lands then. So that's where we are. And right up here are the first remnants of what used to be here. Like I said, I walked around a little bit when I first got here before I started filming. There's a spring over there, but it's not the spring we're looking for. But right up here are the foundations for a building. You can see the cellar hole. And the foundation stones. Some bricks up there, so it's definitely a building here. Nothing huge, but there is stuff here. There's some glass and things as well. Alright, that gives us hope at least. Up there was our foundation. Because I'm going to show you nature-y stuff as well. One of my viewers just asked me recently if I'd seen any irises blooming this summer yet. And I hadn't until now. Of course, these are called yellow flags. That's just another name for irises. They're actually not native here. So sometimes they're considered an invasive species, but they're still pretty. And we got a train on the tracks out there. Well, we did. Alright. Well, I met a second local. Talked with her for a while. She's got a little cool little spring type thing here. I think she said people would store their things in here to keep them cool. Alright, but I got getting wet here. I got better directions on where that spring is. So I might be better off if I drive at some point and drive back the way I came. Back where this dirt road starts, she said. And it might be a little quicker to get to the spring going that way. I just been kind of wandering down this road a little bit. See if there's anything else. Any other ruins right along the roadside. So I think, like I said, I think maybe we'll go up, explore up the mountain a little bit here first, and then drive back this way. Yeah, it always helps to stop. If you see someone, if you're exploring in an area and you see someone hiking or walking or jogging, especially if they look like they're local, usually they won't be carrying a backpack if they're local, they're just walking. Stop and ask them, hey, you familiar with the area? You live here? And they can help you out with things. You know, oftentimes it works for me just to stop and talk to them. They usually don't mind. Every now and then you get a grumpy dude. Alright, so I'm just going to head up this trail here. Trails often take you places, so let's check things out. Okay, so this definitely looks like an old road going up the hill here. I'm hoping this takes us to where the that mansion was, because it's no longer up here. It burned down at some point. Well, this road continues on, but I'm going to take a break. I'm going to plug in some GPS coordinates that I got when I was at home last night of a spot that looked like it could have been where, you know, foundation was. Just some interesting features. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in because I'm not sure if I'm near that, if it's that way or that way. So we'll figure things out here. Alright, so the feature that I'm looking for is quite a bit out that way. We came up this old mountain road, and the road continues on, and part of me wants to see where this goes, but I think I kind of remember from looking on the maps, I think it joins up with something else on the top of the mountain, like another road. Anyway, I'm trying to remember what I was looking at, but I'm going to go with what I know from the coordinates I have, and we're going to head that way. Regardless of what we find, it is just a beautiful day out here. You can probably hear some traffic off in the distance. Across the ways, there's a number of highways. But that's the way it is. You can still hear the birds singing. Alright, so it goes from nice open woodland to this. This area was logged over some time ago. Now it's all these thorns. Those blackberries and multiflora rose are growing in here. I'm not so sure about this. But GPS says that way. I don't know, we'll see. This gets me too insane. We'll see. We'll try it. All right. So we are making our way through. Not really enjoying this part. Those are black locusts. These are full of thorns too. There's thistles out here as well. There's down there thistles. Trees down everywhere. Oh, but it is what it is. Kind of a trail here. Alright, well, I found the first, feature, I guess you could call it. It's this, like, little canyon in here that does not look natural. Might be kind of hard to tell on camera. It drops down in there. Yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do here. If I want to go down in there or not, or just keep going ever some more farther over. Yeah, unfortunately, this is just so much more overgrown than I thought it would be. The satellite images aren't always current, and of course this was, like I said, this was logged and it's all overgrown now. And if there was like 3 of these ditches, I thought there might be, I don't know, areas where buildings were, but it's not looking like that too much. So I'll get back to you. I might just head back down to the road. Yeah, coming into this mess was a bad idea. I'm actually standing up on some logs right now, so otherwise I'd be like immersed in this, but the road is tantalizingly close. I can't wait to get out of here. Yeah, bad decision. Alright, let's get out of here. This is so frustrating in here. Alright, freedom at last. Alright, there's that little spring house again. Oops. There's a little water down here, don't want to get wet. Alright. There's the road. Alright, I'm going to head back down to the Jeep and regroup, I guess you could say. I'm pretty beat at the moment. That was kind of a waste of time heading up there. I'm going to change my shirt and get something to eat maybe a little bit here too. I think what I'm going to do is drive down, follow the directions that one lady gave me, see if I can find that spring next. If there's anything out here, it's so overgrown, it's a nightmare. Alright. Alright, well I didn't quite go looking for the spring just yet. I'm kind of hiking up that road past the gate just a little bit. Just want to see if there's anything up this way. Doesn't look like there really is. It's like a beautiful trail to hike. One of these videos I'll be way at the other end. There's supposed to be an old iron furnace down that way. But we're gonna save that for another day. So this is a nice hike right here. Where we just were up and out of that brush is just insane. But unfortunately I'm a curious person and I wanted to see what was at those coordinates that I had. Still not entirely sure what it was. May have just been an area where they were digging into the hillside for material. I don't know. But then look, anything like a house foundation up there. Maybe there was more up there, but you saw what it looked like. There's no way. It's so overgrown that, yeah. Maybe in the wintertime, but even then it's just so, everything up there wants to hurt you. Every plant has like thorns or pokey things on it. It's just insane. Alright, well, I'm gonna head in the Jeep. I'm gonna drive down to another place to park to see if we can find that spring. Alright, so we'll go for a little drive back down the road. I'll keep my eyes open too for anything interesting on the sides of the road. Here, right down there is where we came down. Oh, that nonsense. Right there's that little cement doohickey. Alright, well I found a trail. I don't know if this is the one that we need. It is headed down to the river. Could just be a fisherman's trail though. But we'll find out. Definitely some pretty flowers out here. I think these are called a dame's rocket. And I've lost my trail. All right. All right, looks like we're at least coming down to the river. Okay, whew. Okay, we found it. Oh boy. I believe that's it right there. Maybe. So yeah, this is definitely the spot. Not quite as romantic looking as I had hoped. Looks like, I don't know. It's like black plastic in there. Looks like they tried to do repairs here in the past. Yeah, here are these old stone blocks lining it. It kind of curves all the way around, comes back. Cool. Well, we found it. I wasn't so sure. We got a little discouraged there. But anyway, in a little bit I'll take some more footage, you know, give you some perspective with me walking up to it. But I'm famished. I'm gonna find a place down by the river to sit, eat my lunch. I'll get back with you. All right, so I'm feeling a lot better now. Got some food in my belly. Got a beautiful view. Some traffic noise over there. Highway up there, but that trilling noise, those are American toads. Might try and see if we can find one in a bit. Yeah, it's a lot cooler down here too. Oh yeah. Yeah, I almost headed home before I found this place. Like I said, I had talked to two other people earlier today, and they both gave me directions to find the spring here, but both of their directions tend to be a bit off. Of course, neither one had been down here for a number of years. But then I was able to I found right across from where I parked, I found some, like, it was that orange surveyor's tape attached to one of the trees. I thought, yeah, I'll check that out. Sure enough, that's the trail that came down here, so cool. It does pay to be persistent sometimes. All right, but I feel, like I said, I feel better now. Cool down, food in my belly. All right. So this spring dates back to, you know, as long as people can remember. Although in its present form, with those stone blocks, they were not put here until, I think it's 1889. There was a flood that came through the area and kind of, didn't destroy the spring, but, you know, kind of messed it up a little bit. So after the flood, they used these stones to line the spring, give the area a little bit more stability. And there's some debate as to where that stone came from. The book that I have there says that they took that stone from one of the locks to the Juniata Canal after it had been abandoned and used them here. Another source online said the stones were quarried from somewhere around here, but I think it was the first story. A lot of times when the canals were abandoned, all that nice little stone that they used to dress the locks was used elsewhere in places like this. So I'm pretty sure the stone we're looking came from one of the locks to the Juniata Canal. We'll go ahead and take a closer look. Glad we finally found it. So there is quite a flow of water out here. You know, all this water, you know, this isn't a stream, this is water flowing out of this spring. Entrance is probably back there somewhere. Must say it is quite a bit overgrown from even more recent pictures I've seen online of it. But it's a piece of history though. Neat little spot. While I was eating my peanut butter sandwich back there, I was looking at that book again. Apparently that one picture that I showed you in the book of that, I think it was the Fish Club, that house is just up from the spring here. So we may go looking for that. There's no building there anymore, just foundations maybe, but we'll see it. It's, like I said, it's all terribly overgrown, so I'm not sure. Might be better to do that another day in the wintertime. But now that I know where the spring house is, I can come back in the future, you know, at a better time to look for more ruins around here. But back in the day, this was a happening spot. You know, people would come to visit that fish house, come down here to the spring and hang out. A lot was going on back in the day, but not so much anymore. Let me turn you around. Beautiful little spot though. I've seen pictures of people like soaking in here and stuff. I'm not gonna do that today though. Actually, it is a really neat spot here. Minus the highway traffic. But I'm glad we found it. I'm gonna go ahead and make my way back to the Jeep. I think I'm done searching for stuff today. All right. All right, well, we made it back to the Jeep. That was quite an adventure. I know some people will ask, you know, why do you show all that footage of you not finding anything when I'm up there like scrambling around the brush? And that's because that shows what these adventures are really like. You know, you don't, I mean, sometimes you find things right away, other times you don't. So I do get accused of like scripting my videos sometimes, like actually knowing where something is but pretending I don't in a video, and then I'm like, oh, look what I found. But I don't do that. And these videos kind of show, you know, where here I am just, you know, wandering around, busting through the brush looking for stuff. It's not always, you know, that easy. It doesn't always work out the way you think it's going to work out. Today worked out in the end. After some persistence, maybe a little bit of luck, we found some of the things we were looking for. There is more out here, but it'd be a lot better to come out here in the wintertime when all this foliage is gone. So I'm gonna head in the Jeep, turn the air conditioning off, and get home. All right, thanks for coming along. Thanks for being patient with me as we find some of these things we found today. All right, I'll see you around.